Hey everybody, Stratus here with another pregame stats breakdown. On the red team, we are going to have an Ezreal, Shen, Xin Zhao, Alistar, and Teemo versus the blue team, who has Sona, Sejuani, Maokai, Vayne, and Jax. On the top lane, we're going to have Xin Zhao versus Jax head-to-head. Xin Zhao mains top lane while Jax mains support, so this is going to give a huge advantage to Xin Zhao, just because he has a lot more experience in that top lane. Xin Zhao has also been played by this person 66 times with a 53% win ratio, as to where Jax has only been played by this person 4 times with a 75% win ratio. So I think I'm definitely going to have to give this top lane to the Xin Zhao. And then if we transition into that mid lane, we are going to have Teemo versus Sejuani. Teemo mains caster while Sejuani mains support. So I think this is going to give Teemo another pretty big advantage. Teemo's been played by this person about 6 times with a 33.33% win ratio, as to where Sejuani's been played by this person 3 times with a 66.67% win ratio. It's really hard to say who's going to win this match, but I think it should be Teemo, mainly just because he's ranged while Sejuani is melee, so she won't be able to farm nearly as well as Teemo will be able to. And once she gets in close, he can just blind dart her so that she misses CS. So I'm definitely going to have to give the mid lane to the red team as well. Then if we take a look at the jungle, we are going to have a Shen versus a Maokai. Now Shen mains AD carry while Maokai mains top, so neither's going to have a huge advantage. But Shen's been played by this person about 7 times with a 57% win ratio, when Maokai's been played by this person about 50 times with a 72% win ratio. So I think strictly based on experience as well as win percentage, I'm definitely going to have to give the jungle to that Maokai. So it's going to be super, super strong, I think. Then if we take a look at bottom lane, we're going to have Vayne versus Ezreal. Vayne mains AD carry while Ezreal also mains AD carry, so no one has a huge advantage there. Ezreal's been played by this person about 180 times with a 61% win ratio, which is huge. But then again, Vayne's been played by this person about 55 times with a 61% win ratio herself. It's really difficult to tell who should come ahead in this fight. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of Ezreal. I don't think he's as good as Vayne, but I think it all just comes down to lane phase. This lane could swing either way. It just depends on who's going to be able to farm and who's not going to be able to farm. But then if we take a look at the supports, being Alistar and Sona, since Alistar will have that gap closer with the headbutt and then the pulverize, I really think Vayne will be in trouble. Alistar mains AD carry while Sona mains support. Alistar's been played by this person about 50 times with a 61% win ratio, when Sona's been played by this person about 185 times with a 61.5% win ratio. I think overall Sona will probably do better, but I think laning phase Alistar should be able to shut down the Vayne, and I think that's going to really, really hurt the blue team's bottom lane. So if you add up the wins and losses with the combination of everything in consideration, the red team will have a 59.03% chance of winning, to where the blue team will have a 63.67% chance of winning on average, based on the champions that they're playing and how many times they've played them in ranked. I think I'm actually going to go against the numbers and vote for the red team. I think they have a little bit higher of an advantage. So go ahead and let me know in the comments who you guys think is going to win, and let's get in the game and see what happens. Hey everybody, Strider's back with another slice of ELO heaven. This is going to be a very interesting match because I have not seen a Sejuani in an extremely long time. I actually don't know if I've ever casted a game with Sejuani in it. So either way, I'll be really interested to see what she ends up doing and if she can really pull off maybe top lane, I think. No, maybe support, bottom. I'm not really sure if she's going to go mid or support. I don't know if, exactly what Sona's going to do. So we'll figure it out once they get in. But I also don't see very many Xin Zhaos. There hasn't been many since the remake. He was kind of strong, but then he just kind of fell off because there's just... he is kind of like a burst melee champion, kind of like a talent, and those champions just aren't really played very frequently, and so nobody really gets into them. They're just not the typical bruisers like a Jax or a Shen. I don't even know if Shen's really considered a bruiser. He's more of a tank, but... you know what I mean. It's just like the people that have a lot of sustain, but also have a decent amount of base damage to still have that output like Aurelia or Jax or anything like that. But Xin Zhao, he's just a little bit more kind of in your face. He has some nice initiation if he can get a really nice crescent sweep after his heroic charge. So it's very audacious charge, sorry. But it'll be interesting to see if he can actually pull something off. Not many people are accustomed to playing against him, so I think that's going to give him a mild advantage, especially if he's played him, which it looks like, yeah, he's been played by this person about 60 times, 66 times in ranked. So he definitely has some experience with Xin Zhao. I'd be very interested to see what happens and what they decide to do with that. With Sejuani, she does have 4 ability power. Very interesting number of AP to start out the game. The aura from Sona was giving her 4 as well, but this Vayne Sona comp I think is very risky as well. Oh my gosh, so I thought there was going to be, yeah, so that was a very risky flash and attempt at pulverize right there. That would have been freaking awesome if they were able to pick it up. There is, oh my gosh, there's going to be a great charge now coming out, and Alistar's in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have his flash, he can't get out of that, and that is going to be first blood going down to Vayne, which is exactly what they didn't want, and a nice stun now going on to the Ezreal. He's going to have to flash to the wall. I don't know if that flash to the wall was necessary since there was only 2 members of the blue team, but man, that flash over the wall to go for that pulverize was very risky maneuver. He is definitely something that would have been good, but he was just a little bit too late. But after he noticed that it wasn't working, he really needed to back off. Once he realized they weren't there, it would have been safe for him to back off. Luckily for the blue team, they did have a ward in there, and then once they decided to kind of converge onto him, you know, Alistar didn't have that flash to get away. All he had was pulverize, and so just wasn't going to work out for them. Excellent execution by the blue team. Very unlucky for the Alistar and the red team. I don't know if he was like watching somebody's stream and he saw that they were in that tri bush and flashed through, but it was just a little bit too late. So far it looks like bottom lane is going to be a relatively passive farming lane, which is expected for the most part, just because Vayne needs to just sit there and farm. That's what she needs to do. She's definitely a farm-based champion. If she can get to late game, she's going to be so incredibly strong. It's going to be extremely scary. Maokai's already taken up this blue buff, and it looks like Shen is going to be counter jungling against the red. Yes, he does take the red, and he's going to shadow dash through Dragon Wall. He's going to leave up 1 minion for that red buff, so it doesn't actually reset the timer. Great job by Shen. Usually, when you clear out an opponent's buff, you kind of take all the minions. For, I think, blue buff, it's very important to do that, just so you can have the timer on the blue buff and have the attempt to steal it. But I think red buff is a little bit less significant, and it's primarily there for the little bit of extra slow you get from the buff. Oh, there might be a little bit of an exchange. A nice one going down. Shen does not have a shadow dash up. He's not really going to be able to do much, but it looks like down bottom, Ezreal's taking a ton of damage. And very good job by the blue team, really being able to stick it out there. They have almost full health, as to where Ezreal is almost dead, and he's down to 1 health push now. This could be really bad for Sona. Oh, and a great condemn coming out from Vayne. Is she going to be able to finish this off? It's going to be like 1 more auto attack. Yes, she does pick up the kill, and now she's going on to Ezreal. Ezreal does pick up the kill, but Sona's able to retaliate with a kill of her own. And now that is going to be a nice little stun coming out from the Jax, but nothing is really going to come of it. Maokai's finally going to be clearing out those 2 little buffs, and wow, great flash by Xin Zhao, being able to get that 3 talon strike and pop up that Jax so he can't get away, and then just finishing him off. Uh-oh, this is Sejuani's throwing down the permafrost, not doing as much damage as she would like, but now Shen's in the mix. This could be really dangerous for them. A great cleanse now coming out. Shen gets a shadow dash, successful taunt onto that Sejuani, and then Sejuani gets picked up by the Teemo poisons. Wow. Very interesting lane matchup, Sejuani versus a Teemo in mid. Teemo doesn't look like he has any AP yet, so I'm not 100% sure if he's actually going AP. I guess we can kind of tell from his magic pen. Yeah, so he does have 10 spell pen, but he also has 10 armor pen. He might just be going for straight up hybrid, and just a little bit of bonus early damage with that spell pen. It's 100% possible, but he is doing quite a lot of damage, just with his little auto attacks and blinding darts. It looks like, yeah, he is going for the auto attacks on Toxic Shot a little bit more than anything else. So we'll see what he ends up building. He will, and he's going back now. He's going to pick up some items. He has 1,300 gold. I don't know if he's going to get level 2 boots or what he's going to get. Okay, he does get 2 Doran's blades. Though that's a very interesting choice. I haven't seen an AD Teemo in quite some time, especially going mid. It's a little bit awkward, but he will need that extra health. The Counter-Strike stun not quite going down on the Xin Zhao. Looks like Jack's having a little bit more issues than I would have originally thought. Xin Zhao is still a bit behind in CS, but it looks like he's just going for a lot of harass for the most part. And yes, that is going to be quite a bit of damage going down onto Jax, taking him down to about half. But now, oh my gosh, it looks like Shen, yeah, he got peeked out. Yeah, he didn't quite go in the bush right away. He decided to take a short route, so he did get noticed. And now Jax is throwing a ward over into River. Great warding job by Jax, really just kind of covering his own ass, making sure that he doesn't get ganked and doesn't get killed again. There's no ward in this bottom brush coming out from the red team, so this is a really great job to do a lane gank. Oh, this could be really dangerous. He does get that arcane smash. Yes, it will, and the Condemn not quite killing him, not quite stunning him against the wall, and she will throw out the auto attacks, but it looks like Sona will go down. And a great job by Alistar being able to avenge the death of his dear friend Ezreal. So the CS is finally evened up top. So great job by Xin Zhao, really being able to get up ahead. He's also up by a kill, so he is going to be ahead by about 400 gold, which isn't huge or any way significant. Oh, Teemo's going in for a great kill, but the ultimate from Sejuani is doing so much, and Teemo ends up going down because he was slowed, and then oh my gosh, he was stunned, and then the permafrost came out, slowed him down. He was just taking mass tower shots. Beautiful play by Sejuani. Teemo was a little bit too cocky when it came to that, but that was amazing reaction time coming out from Sejuani. You don't see that type of reaction time. Right when you flash, she threw out her ult like at the same exact time. Just beautiful play. Great exchange. She definitely needed that kill. She's behind in CS by about 10 at this point. A little bit more, but oh, Xin Zhao may get stunned here. Yes, he's going to get initiated on by the Xin Zhao, but Xin Zhao doesn't really care. He does throw out his ultimate, and now, oh, this could be really bad. This could be a nice little arcane smash knocking him back. He's going to throw that sapling and do a little bit of damage, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Xin Zhao should be able to get out of this. Another arcane smash coming out. Is he going to twist and advance? No, he will not. Smart move by Maokai, but that was a really great save by him. And now, uh-oh, this could be really dangerous if Shen decides to go in. If he can get a nice taunt off, that is a dead Jax. Oh, so great audacious charge coming out, and he does get that stun off, but the taunt now successfully going off, and Xin Zhao picks up another kill on the Jax, but Maokai is going to be able to get away successfully, just allowing him to farm up that lane. This is not looking good for this Jax anymore. It's 37 CS to 50. So getting behind by about 15 at this point, as well as 2 kills. Xin Zhao is going to definitely have the upper hand in this top lane from now on. Teemo's also up by 20 CS at this point, so he's doing a phenomenal job just farming, keeping Sejuani at bay. As far as bottom lane goes, it looks like Vayne is up. She also has 2 kills while Ezreal only has 1. So that 57 CS is really going to help just pretty much everything. It's just it's going to be a lot of benefits that she's getting from that farm. Once she gets in a late game, once she gets a nice little Bloodthirster, and some Berserker Greaves, a Phantom Dancer, Vayne is going to be almost unstoppable. And now it looks like there's a nice little initiation coming in, but it doesn't look like anything's really going to come out of it. It's not too surprising for me. It's a little bit early. Jax doesn't want to fight, but he is getting initiated on. He gets popped up right in the middle of his leap strike. And that is going to be a great job. And a headbutt pulverize coming out from the Alistar. And now, uh-oh, it looks like Maokai is coming in. Is he going to be able to get... Yes, the Twisted Advance is going to pick up the kill. Vayne ends up going down to the Ezreal. And is Ezreal going to be able to get away? No, he's already dead. But Alistar, is Alistar going to be able to survive? That is the real question. He does headbutt the person that's taking the tower away, and I think that was just a little bit too much presence for the Maokai. I don't think Maokai really needed to go back in on that fight, but I guess he just felt Felt the need for kills. Definitely not necessary, but you know, it's definitely better safe than sorry, I suppose. But in that case, he was not safe, and he was probably sorry. And another great ultimate coming out from Sejuani. Unfortunately, Teemo did not have aggro of the tower to really do anything as far as a counterattack. So Sejuani is just going to get further and further behind. She was able to pick up a nice little health crystal. So that's definitely going to increase her durability. She has Sword Shoes already. It's definitely going to increase her the damage she does from her spells, but she just doesn't have that much AP. And I think that's really going to shut her down if she doesn't start getting that AP a little bit sooner. She does have 34 ability power now, so that's a little bit. She got a nice little chunk from the Amplifying Tome. Not huge, but she does also have some pretty nice scaling with her AP as far as I know. Yeah, her ultimate scales pretty well. I think everything scales off AP for her, now that I think about it. Yes, she definitely scales quite a bit from AP. Not necessarily a whole lot, but it's enough to make it worthwhile. Or worth a try, anyway. Vayne is only up by about 10 CS now, so Ezreal is starting to come back. He also has 2 kills now, so he's really starting to come back, doing a great job. He's behind by 600 gold still, but if he keeps up this momentum that he currently has, it's definitely going to increase his chances of coming back late game and being able to shut down that Vayne. The unfortunate part is that Ezreal doesn't have any CC or anything to really do anything as far as get rid of that Vayne. Vayne's going to be able to throw down her ultimate and really just absolutely destroy the Ezreal. He will have to Arcane Shift through the wall in order to get away from her. She'll have to follow the flash, but if he has his flash up as well, you know, there's just nothing Vayne can do. And a great flash pulverize headbutt coming out. The ultimate now missing. A great crescendo with the cleanse now coming out on Vayne. Vayne's still getting initiated on by the red team. Alistar's taking the tower with his ultimate running, but it's not going to be enough. They decide to back off in the end. Wow, that was a very risky move, and it almost paid off, but the coordination from the blue team was just way too high and probably not expected. And this could be a great blinding dart, as well as those auto attacks, just poisoning the heck out of Sejuani. He's taking a lot of damage, and it looks like Teemo may end up going for this kill, and that is going to be another ult, but that is going to be a cleanse coming out from Teemo. So great job by him, really just being able to clean that up without any dirty hands. And now, oh my gosh, there's a huge fight bottom. Let's see what happened before we know what ended. Okay, so this is when, okay, Maokai comes in with the Twisted Advance, throws down the Arcane Smash, the Condemn throw, smashing him against the wall, and a great pickup by Vayne, being able to get that Ezreal, and it looks like Alistar's in a lot of trouble. Great Arcane Smash, yes, and Maokai ends up picking up the kill on the Alistar. Shen is all by himself. He's staying in this fight. He doesn't want to back off for some reason, and that is going to be a dead Shen. Shen has to throw out his flash. He's at 20 health. Oh my gosh, is he going to be able to get away? One sapling, is he going to kill him? No, it's not! 7 HP! Perfectly timed feint. Throws him at 7 HP. Holy cow. Holy cow. I have to see what chat said about that. Wow, they didn't say anything. Ah. Yeah, nobody said anything about it. I thought that was going to be pretty controversial. That was so low, but it was a perfectly timed feint. And now, wow, okay, so a huge initiation by Xin Zhao, being able to absolutely rip apart and tower dive that Jax. He took about 4 or 5 tower shots. He really just didn't care at that point, though. He has his giant spell, he has that ninja tabby, so he's not going to take a lot of damage from the tower or Jax, for a matter of fact. His auto attacks really just aren't going to do anything. Jax does not quite have his level 2 boots yet. He did end up going for 2 Doran's Blades. I really think that a nice investment would be for that Ninja Tabby as well onto the Jax, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. Boots mobility coming up from Maokai. That's going to really help him with those initiations that he wants oh so very much. Going in really fast out of the bush with that Twisted Advance is just going to prove to be a whole lot for somebody to handle. 100% assure you. And now it looks like Sejuani is coming out from mid to bottom. She may be going for a nice little gank, but the river is warded by the red team. So if she comes out here through Tribush, it's just not going to happen. They're going to know, they're going to back off, and it looks like they also saw Sejuani walk through because of this little, nice little mushroom there. Yeah, Sejuani did lose her tower. That is going to be the first tower of the game for the red team. So they're just doing a phenomenal job overall, being able to survive as well as just take out these towers. So it's pretty much even now. Red team's up by about 200 gold, and that's strictly from the tower buff, or the buff in gold they got from the tower. But their CS is still a little bit lacking, and a great twist advance coming out from Maokai, and now Jax is initiating onto the Xin Zhao. Is Xin Zhao going to be able to survive this? Maokai didn't throw it. He didn't end his ultimate. Very unfortunate. Is he going to throw it? Yes, he finally did. Drew him back into it. Tried to take a little bit less damage. Xin Zhao picking up the kill, but it doesn't look like, no, Jax will end up having to back off. And it looks like, oh, this is really bad. The stun now coming out, and a great taunt coming. Oh my gosh. A perfectly timed shadow dash. Really just saved that Xin Zhao 100%. Blind Dart probably also helped. It looks like Vayne and Sona will end up taking that bottom tower from the red team, so that's going to even it up just a little bit. But then in the meantime, red team ends up taking the blue team's tower as well. So we have Teemo and Xin Zhao both top. It looks like Maokai is starting to come up to kind of just save any additional pushing. So we'll see how that ends up coming out. It doesn't look like anything crazy really does happen. Xin Zhao's in this bush. He's deciding not to really initiate on it. It's probably a bad idea. House is really trying to gun down this Sejuani, but it's not going to happen. There are basically two wards in that bush coming out for the red team, and so that's going to give them quite a bit of map vision. These mushrooms are going to be very disruptive. Just being able to do an AoE slow if the team starts to move as one. If the blue team starts to move as one and one person runs over a mushroom, that is going to be an AoE slow plus quite a bit of damage onto everybody. Teemo does have 25 AP. It looks like he is going for an attack, an auto attack modifier type of build, and it looks like Twist Advance now coming out of the great crescendo with the Arcane Smash, hitting down a couple people. Oh, Xin Zhao ults 2 people away, especially that Vayne definitely needed, and now it looks like Sejuani will have to back out. The exhaust now going down to Xin Zhao, and Sejuani picks up the kill on Xin Zhao, and that is a 2-for-0 exchange in favor of the blue team. And while the red team really has to keep an eye on what they're doing, Shen did not use his Stand United in that fight. He got knocked out of the fight. I think if he would have backed off possibly and then ulted, it could have saved somebody's life. Teemo doing quite a bit of damage to Sona. Sona's out of control at this point. The Stand United coming out from Shen. Shen and Teemo are coming in, and that is going to be quite a bit of damage. It looks like, oh, Teemo throws in the blinding dart onto the Vayne. The Vayne ends up taking the kill. Maokai gets the dragon, and this is going to be really bad for the Shen. Is he going to be able to pick up the kill? No, he's going to end up flashing through the wall. And the Ezreal ult hitting 2 members of the blue team before it hits Sona. Very lucky for her, because as people know, that Ezreal ult does less damage the more and more targets it passes through. So great job by the blue team. I don't know if that was intentional, but it was just overall a great play. One of my favorite skins, the PAX Jax. PAX Jax, just destroying towers. I love when Jax just auto attacks towers. Just boof, boof, boof. Just the sound that it makes it haunts your dreams. It makes your nightmares come alive. So far, we're pretty early on everything, relatively early on kills and towers, but blue team has taken a significant advantage. They were able to get that dragon, and that is going to help quite a bit. And it looks like Sona, yes, will end up getting that oracles and try to find some mushrooms to auto attack down as well as some wards. I think their main concern right now is going to be those mushrooms if they start fighting around a mushroom farm. Uh-oh, this could be really bad for Sejuani. She is going to charge through that wall, but Sona's completely caught out of position. And oh my gosh, Xin Zhao comes in, and that is a great ultimate coming out from Ezreal, but a perfectly timed flash is going to save that Sona, and Sejuani ends up going down. Oh, and another great Arcane Smash, being able to slow down 2 members of the red team. Sona is so low, and this is not going to be good. It looks like Yes, more damage. No! A great crescendo, nailing 2 members. And, oh my gosh, Ezreal is so close to dying. He does end up going down, it looks like, to the red buff. Alistar is now coming in. Jax ends up going down to 3 members of the red team. And this is going to be incredibly dangerous. It looks like the blinding dart may go onto the Vayne. Yes, it does. And, uh-oh, this could be really bad for the Vayne. No, but a great slow. And a tumble, just barely dodging that with the condemn into the wall. And, wow, Vayne is really going to be a force to reckon with. She has 8 kills. She picked up the triple kill there. And, oh my gosh, it looks like there could just be a little bit of a waiting here in this brush. Oh my gosh, Teemo gets caught out of position. Is the Arcane Smash going to come out? Yes. Vayne will pick up that kill as well. Good guy, Maokai, giving Vayne the free kills. So Vayne has 147 CS, doing about 30 better than Ezreal. Also has 9 kills. Already has that Bloodthirster. Probably really close to that Phantom Dancer at this point. Yeah, 2,500 gold in the pocket. So she's going to go back, get that Phantom Dancer, no problems, and then she might work towards a Quicksilver Sash or Guardian Angel. It kind of depends on her preference. But, oh man, it looks like she will end up going for that Guardian Angel. She picked up that Phantom Dancer, like I said, and the Chain Vest. Chain Vest is really going to help against this team because they have a lot of auto attackers. They have that Teemo, who does a lot of magic damage through auto attacks, but still an auto attacker nonetheless. Alistar doesn't really do too much magic damage. His Headbutt Pulverize has some nice base damage to it, but it's not going to be anything terribly threatening. Shen is an auto attacker as well. He does throw out a lot of spells, and they are AP based, but he's still a nice auto attacker. Ezreal, he's also a little bit hybrid. He will do quite a bit of magic damage as well, especially with the build he's going that has the Sheen in it. So he's going to go for that Trinity Force eventually. Oh, he just picked that up. A great pickup by Ezreal. That's really going to keep him in the game here. I was a little bit worried about him if he wasn't going to be able to pick that up, but he was able to in the end. And it looks like, yeah, 2 Sunfire Capes, wow, coming out from the red team. I was actually surprised they didn't see a Thorn Mail. But the Black Cleaver now coming out with that Malady. Man, this Teemo is starting to get extremely scary. He's super fast attack speed. Let's see what his attack speed is. Attack speed is 1.87, so not quite at max. Max is 2.5, so that's 2.5 attacks per second. Which is an insane amount of attack speed. Sejuani walking right into that mushroom, and Teemo is going to be able to run away really, really easily. One of my favorite skins as well is that Moonwalker Teemo. I don't even know if that's what it's called, but it's awesome. See, it just looks awesome. And oh my gosh, it looks like Alistar is getting caught out of position. He does throw down his ultimate, and he does flash over the wall, gets pulverized, headbutts the Vayne into the tower. Or sorry, into their team, and wow, they're not going to be able to get away from this. And Xin Zhao going in really hard in the paint, and now, uh-oh, the Shen's ultimate's coming in. Stand United going to be able to do quite a bit, but Shen is so low. Is he going to be able to go down? No, it does not look like it, and it's very possible that, oh, yeah, Maokai ends up going down to the onslaught of 3 members of the red team, and that was a, holy cow, a great flash leap strike coming out from that Jax, being able to pick it up no problems. Very impressive, very, very impressive. So he recalled, it looks like right in range of that sapling, and that's what, that's how they knew that he was recalling. Unfortunate times, but that was a overall 3-for-1 trade, or maybe 3-for-2. I think it was 3-for-2. Because they did take out Alistar, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's a 3-for-2 trade in favor of the red team. So the red team definitely needs to keep up that type of action. If they can start those type of fights over and over and over again, that is really going to help their chances out at winning this game. They are a little bit behind. They're behind by about 5,000 gold at this point. But if they keep on doing what they're doing, it should slowly decrease that gold advantage. Or even if they stabilize and make it so they trade even all the time, that 5,000 gold is going to look a lot less significant than it does at this point in time. Teemo already getting 220 creep kills, doing an absolutely phenomenal job. I'm not sure if that Black Cleaver is really necessary. I don't know if it was the best choice, but You know, you can't really dog him for trying. Blood Cleaver is definitely good. Again, he does have a lot of auto attackers on his team, so it's going to reduce their armor by just enough to help them do some extra damage, and it's very possible that that's why they won the fight, just because he was reducing their armor so much. With that attack speed, it's definitely a good thing to do. And wow, okay, so this is Shen. Is he going to be able to get out of this? It looks like he will. And the ultimate comes out perfectly timed, and the permafrost going to be able to pick up that kill. Great play by Sejuani, perfectly timed ult. And now, oh, it looks like there's another huge fight. It's kind of split among two lanes. Alistar's kind of shoved out from that Jax being all over him. And the blue buff going on to Vayne. A very interesting choice for that blue buff. And Sejuani is going to actually get out of there, which is a little surprising. I guess she really didn't need to be there, but it always helps, I suppose. She tanked the dragon for just enough. And then just kind of charged through the wall so the dragon would have to chase her until it got to its leash range. This basically made it so that nobody took any damage from the tower except for like those 1 or 2 auto attacks from Sejuani, which really isn't going to do much. Uh-oh, it looks like Jax maybe caught out of position. He's going to throw out his counter strike. Ends with that stun, but it's not actually going to hit anybody. He's nowhere close right now. Uh-oh, it looks like Xin Zhao is going really hard in the paint, and Maokai is, wow, a great crescendo landing on 4 people. Holy cow, that was a perfect disengage coming out from that Sona. All 4 members of the red team that were there got smashed by that crescendo. And I don't actually know. Oh yeah, okay, so Shen is there. He will have a stand united. It looks like blue team is pinging off for this Baron. And this is going to be a very, very good choice for them. If they decide to go for this Baron, they have a little bit of an advantage, but the crescendo is down, and so is the ult from Sejuani. And that could be a very bad combination. Looks like the Glacial Prison is just about up, but I definitely recommend that they wait another minute and a half for Sona's ultimate to come back up. Definitely preferred. It looks like Alistar's just kind of waiting at the Baron. Xin Zhao taking out the outer bottom tower on the blue team, just trying to get gold back up on his team. They evened out in towers finally, and again they are still down by 5,000 gold. So they really need to kick it up a notch and make sure they continue to stay stabilized as they are now, and it will definitely help in the long run. Oh, Xin Zhao is kind of caught out of position, and it looks like there will be a stun. Yes, but the Standing Knight coming out from Shen. He's going to be able... Oh, a great Glacial Prism, perfectly timed right when they got there. Going to be able to take out and condemn perfectly into the wall. Vayne picking up the second kill, Sejuani picking up the first one. And holy cow, that was a perfectly timed Glacial Prism, smashing onto both of them. Really great job. It's so scary to have an AP... or a melee AP champion though that doesn't have an insane amount of burst. She has a lot, but not as many as people like Diana or you know, things of that nature, like a Kassadin maybe. But oh my gosh, this could be really bad. It looks like Maokai, yes, he will get caught out of position completely. Won't be able to do anything, and a great condemn with the cleanse coming down. And now, uh-oh, it looks like, yes, a great flash with the stun on the counterattack going down onto this Jax. And Jax is going to be able to pick it up, but is he going to survive? He needs to stop running. If he runs into a mushroom, he is done for, and he is so... he's risking it. He's risking it. Luckily, there's no mushrooms, except for this one right here, which would be really hilarious if he actually ended up walking into. But man, that was a really great fight. Definitely helped out the blue team quite a bit in that fight, being able to take out a couple members of the red team. They're starting to really show their dominance as their lane comp. They have quite a bit of AoE CC, and that's definitely going to help. The little AoE CC for Jax is going to help if you can get it on a couple people, even though it's typically only used on one person, if he has the option of getting it on multiple people. Maokai, you know, he has a nice little AoE pop-up, but then again, he has to be right next to a few of them, which is relatively difficult to do. Sejuani, she has that Glacial Prism and the AoE slow, and holy cow, getting ripped apart that Shen, and a perfect tumble condemn into that wall, stunning the Shen. There's absolutely nothing he could do. Beautiful play coming out from both Jax and Vayne, and now, wow, there's a lot of burst damage coming out from Sejuani. Sejuani throws out the Glacial Prism perfectly in time. It looks like she might still go down. Oh, the Hourglass now coming out. It looks like she will be able to get away, but that Audacious Charge is going to follow up with the Flash. And a great job by Maokai being able to save that Sejuani. And it looks like he may still go down, but no, Vayne's now in the mix, and that is going to be a huge pickup for them. And Jax's attack speed is now slowed. He doesn't have the ability to really do anything. He's just going to throw down and start stunning those creeps. So 2 for 0 exchange in favor of the blue team, once again showing their huge dominance. They're up by about 9,000 gold at this point. Pretty close to 10, but still at 9. Doing just an overall wonderful job. The Sunfire Capes really aren't doing as much as they thought they would. Even though they should be in the middle of the fight, they're just getting taken down way too quickly. It doesn't look like many of them have too much magic resist though. I think that's because they thought Sejuani wasn't going to be really all that powerful. But she does scale relatively nice off AP as we were looking at before. Her abilities are not that bad. Looks like Jax will end up taking those wraiths. This could be really... Oh, the Glacial Prism just barely missing that Teemo. Holy cow, so close. That would have been a free kill for the blue team for sure. Very unfortunate that she ended up missing that, but it was definitely a good try. Definitely a good try. Teemo's just so fast and he's such a little target. It's so hard to hit him with skill shots like that since they're a little bit slow. It's like playing Teemo when you're in Nivea. Oh my gosh, that's the most annoying thing ever. He can just dodge everything that you throw at him. And it just makes it so annoying. But he's definitely a good pick against certain amount of champions or certain champions. Definitely helps. And now, Shen could be getting caught out of position, taking a lot of damage from this Vayne. Vayne finally has her Guardian Angel, and now it looks like, yes, she does have her Last Whisper too. And that is definitely contributing to their huge advantage that they're accumulating. Looks like they will end up going for this dragon, and Vayne's going to be able to take down this dragon extremely quickly. And so should this Jax, but it looks like Jax is going to stay in this bush. Goes directly in on the Xin Zhao, and that is going to be a lot of damage coming down onto Ezreal, completely zoning him out. And no, the Baron is still up. And that is going to be a dead Xin Zhao as well as Alistar. They're pinging off for the Baron once again. Are they going to be able to finish this up? But Teemo, in the meantime, is pushing down bottom lane oh so very hard. And yeah, he's going to be able to keep himself safe just by using those mushrooms. Overall, he's a very smart player. He knows he can't contest Baron, so he's going to have to do that. Oh, is the Ezreal going to steal it? Does it? No, it doesn't actually go. And holy cow, Teemo's going really hard in the paint. Almost ends up killing the Jax. He is going to be able to run away. He's still taking some tower shots. So low. But now it looks as if Teemo may be the front runner on this team. He's going to be able to take out another tower on bottom lane. Holy cow. Teemo's just being a complete nuisance. This is why nobody likes playing against Teemo. Because he's so annoying. You can't do anything. You could just run away for days. Man, those poisons are just doing a really good job. I'd be interested to see what it looks like. He may be going for the Madrid's Blood Razor. It's just definitely not an item you see very frequently because it's so expensive for what it does. It used to be a standard on almost every jungler, especially like Warwick. This is like way long ago before there was even Wriggle's Lantern in the game. But Teemo's hanging out invisible. He's just kind of waiting for somebody to come or somebody not to come. It looks like he did finally come out, and he will start pushing this lane once again. That's another Glacial Prism coming out, and that is going to be a free kill coming out for the blue team once again. That Stand United really not being able to be used since he keeps getting cut out of position and dying. So I'm a little bit worried about the red team at this point. They are still only behind by about 9,000 gold, but they still have quite a bit of making up to do. That's still a lot of gold in a shorter period of time than they probably would have liked. But they really need to come back. They need to stop messing around. So it's just up to them. Oh my gosh, Maokai's coming in pretty hard. Just goes in for the Twist Advance to scare them. And definitely a great play by Maokai, but wasn't really doing what he wanted to do. He did take quite a bit of damage from that little exchange. He is back full now, and that's all that really matters. Uh-oh, that could be dangerous. It looks like great stun now coming out. Teemo's going down instantly, and a great crescendo now hitting back. The pulverize hitting 3 members of the red team, and it looks like Sejuani throws down her... Oh, is she going to be able to pick up the Ezreal? Yes, Ezreal ends up going down from Sejuani's auto attacks, and she also... Maokai ends up taking out the Xin Zhao. Great job by Sejuani. Ezreal also taking out the Jax, and that is going to be a really nice pickup for the Vayne as well. And oh man, I don't know if this is going to be GG or not. Shen is the only one alive, and he is super, super low. Oh, great job by Sona. Oh no, now she's completely cut out. She got hit by that Shadow Dash. Great job. I don't know if she is really going to be this crazy. She is a little crazy. But in the meantime, there's only... Shen is really just trying to distract them from taking the towers. Teemo's going to come up in about 5 seconds. Is he going to be able to hold this off, though? That is the real question. I don't think it's going to be possible. It looks like they will be able to finish it so low. The Blinding Dart now going on to Vayne is going to be quite a bit. And looks like they will, yes. That Condemn is really going to finish him off. And that was a wonderful game. Just absolutely perfectly played. The blue team's... Yeah, the blue team just did really, really good. I was a little bit worried about their laning phase since they were pretty far behind. Both their mid and top lane were significantly behind. Sejuani came back after kind of laning phase was over. She was able to pick up those minions, pick up some jungle creeps. But then again, at bottom lane, giving Vayne first blood. It's definitely not something they want to ever do again. Overall, that was just, again, a phenomenal game. You can't really hate either of these teams for the show that they put on. Just absolutely wonderful play. So congratulations to the blue team. GG to the red team. And again, if you guys like my videos, if you want to see more daily slices of ELO heaven, make sure to hit that subscribe button in the middle of your screen. If you want to see any previous episodes or future episodes, you can click on those buttons on the screen as well. Make sure you leave a comment or send me a message if you have any requests for champions or players that you want to see on either EU West or the NA server, and I will try to get those players. Doing this will also enable you to be entered in the drawings that I have when I have them, and since I will be going to the finals next weekend, the League of Legends Season 2 finals, I should be able to pick up at least a few of the skins that they hand out. So hopefully you guys throw in some submissions, and I will definitely see you tomorrow. Bye.